Hello, this is Sakchun Bernard, a Singaporean Texan. It has been 7 months since I first posted a video on YouTube. My purpose of this channel is to reach out to anyone passing through, to remind each one that there is a God. If we think that we can run away from God, we are wrong. For sooner or later, we will get to see Him face to face. We can run now, but we cannot hide. It is better to know Him now. If you are wondering why I'm doing this, it is because I am at the service of God. It is His call for me to make Him known and to remind others to turn to Him. God is our Creator, and when we spend time with Him, we develop a relationship. And through this relationship, there is a prompting to do something for Him. And mine is to reach out to remind you that God is our Father and is waiting for us to connect with Him. Generally, people are stuck in the things of the world. We go to work or we go to school, and then we go home. Those who are preoccupied with leisure may focus on the pleasures of life. We forget that life is actually very short, temporary. When we stop and think, we get a sense that God created everything. However, we have to be reminded that from the very beginning of man's existence, we were actually very close to God. And then something terrible happened, causing a breakaway from this relationship. And since then, man has drifted further and further away from the great Creator. Pride and disobedience appear to have a part to play in this distancing. Now we tend to be short-sighted, not able to see past our earthly physical form. We are stuck in the daily grind, caught up with earthly distractions. We forget that we are actually spirits in a physical body. If we were to look to the skies and the open space on the earth, they do remind us that there is something larger than the physical form that we are in. They prod us to look for the God of our creation, and they give us a sense that God exists. Some people have spent time looking for Him, God, and He has appeared to them in some certain ways. There are literatures, articles, and holy books that are written by these men who have been inspired by the Spirit. They talk about Him through their experience. And these are passed down to us through the years. These are God's way to reach out to us. And He is open for us to discover Him. The question for us is, who has the correct theology, the God logic? Everyone appears to be telling us that their way is the way to the one true God. Then they form their religion in such a way that they want to show that their way is the direction to God. The interesting thing is that man cannot agree to the way to God. Why can't the religions get together and work through the muddle and create a certainty to God? They cannot, because they are vastly different. Doesn't this reflect the brokenness, the confusion that man is in? The fact is that man will fight and kill to one up their religion. It is totally insane. It shows how low man has come. It is God we are talking about, yet man raised hell because of his smallness of intellect, inability to wrap his brain around God, who is beyond our comprehension. But the good news is that God has been to earth as a man and has walked among men. And I say this because there are proofs of his existence. Yet, some distance themselves from God because of the chaos that religions have caused. And some are not willing to explore because of the reluctance to shift away from familial or relational traditions. This is in fear of hurting familial pride. Many are also resistant to give time to God and perhaps conveniently refuse to see the signs, to rather pursue other earthly gains. I'm sharing with you that there are factual proofs, and this can be seen in the relics of the Eucharist, which shows the presence of Yeshua's blood and cardiac cells. This is the scientific evidence of the man they call Yeshua, the Messiah. He came to show us the way to God, which man cannot find on his own. So I encourage you not to wait to explore this Yeshua and know that life here on earth is a test. The God of creation, He has placed us here to see how we live our lives. One part of it is to see how we work to get to know Him. Imagine this: at the end of our earthly life, we are standing before Him, face to face, and He's looking at us. What are we to say to Him? How do we give an account of our life to Him, especially in relation to Him? Think about it. God bless.